Now the sugar workers are the whipping horse because of racism. Racism. When APNU, if we had terminated 7,000 workers who were mainly Afro-Guyanese, in any time in this government, under the PPP government, everybody would be up in their arms. Everyone would be up in arms. But that happened under APNU, and nobody pays attention to it. Look, contrast the experience with the bauxite industry, how we treated bauxite workers in all of the areas, how we treated the public service. You know, the irony of it is that they say, oh, that this government has ethnically cleansed the public service, and then say simultaneously that we're punishing the public service because it's mainly Afro-Guyanese. We have that's the contradiction. We have ethnically cleansed it, but we are now punishing it because it's mainly Afro-Guyanese. It's not only, it's disingenuous, but they can say this because they have some like-minded people constantly pushing the racism line. They can't come out of it. So sugar workers have been the whipping horse. There was a time when sugar revenue was nearly half of total revenue in this country, and the country lived on it. At that time, through the sugar levy. Have you ever heard about the sugar levy that sustained the country when all the other sectors were falling apart? You should go back and look at the sugar levy when it sustained. Nobody spoke about that. You didn't. I just sat here and said, we're giving $5 billion in subsidy to the sugar industry this year in the budget, but we have over $4.5 billion to subsidize electricity in Linden and Kwakwani, and not a word about that. So that they will pay cheaper rates. We are paying their electricity bill. You take $4.5 billion and you divide it by the number of people who live in these areas, and you will see what's the per capita allocation they're getting. It runs over to $300,000 per person that they're getting from the Treasury. We're not giving that to the sugar workers, every sugar worker, $300,000. They're working and they're not getting that. So that's the racism. Now what you raised there is pure racism.